Hey everybody, welcome to CLIPA Live. I don't really have a name for this show, but we're going to call it CLIPA Live today. Happy Wednesday or Thursday. Geez, Thursday, man. I'll tell you, the days are flying. Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome in. So this is the number one Christmas show broadcasting live in Cummings, Georgia. And we want to thank Brett for maybe logging on and watching that. That's awesome. That's what has made us the number one show in that area. I don't even know if he lives there, does he?
No,
No, okay. I don't know. One of you two used to live there, maybe.
I live in Cumming. He lives in Conyers.
Okay, there you go. So maybe your wife's on. So it makes us the number one broadcasted Christmas show going on in Cummings. Anyway, Ryan Fox, thank you for joining us. I appreciate you coming in today. How are things going?
Good. Yeah, thanks for having me. It's going good.
Yeah.
Nice day. Can't complain.
Yeah, appreciate you coming in. You're going to be speaking at CLIPA Con. Very excited about that. That's coming up quick. I'll tell you. This is we got every time I blink, it's another week has gone by. So very excited to have you out there. We're going to go talk a little bit about what you're going to be speaking out, about without giving too much away. We do want to talk to the details, just get people amped up, fired up about it. We have a great audience. We're excited. I think we have over 200 attendees at this point.
Wow.
And we're every single day we're getting more and more. So this is exciting. And we're going to have to cram into this room and make sure everybody's safety wise. I think the fire department's probably going to knock us down, but that's all right. We'll figure it out. So anyway, welcome in, Ryan. Does Ryan Fox? I love that last name. Does your wife still think so?
Yeah,
she
does.
Still, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
You can ask her. She'll be at CLIPA Con, so you can ask her.
Okay, cool. I'm excited to have her out. That's great. And hopefully she signed up for the women's luncheon we're going to have. And would love to have her down there. I think it's gonna be a great event. Very excited for it. So Ryan, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you got so many moving parts. You and I have worked together for years. I think it's 12 years now, something like that. I always forget. But we've worked together over the years, and you are one of our certified trainers that helps us train during the season. You've trained probably over 700, somewhere around there, a lot of people over the years, and a lot of successful people that it's pretty cool for you and I to see over the years, these guys evolve and grow their businesses, and pretty neat. But let's hear about Ryan. Let's hear about your history and what you've done. And, you can go back as far as you want.
Yeah. So I guess we'll start, me and my business partner, Brett, we started a true mobile landscaping company in 2009. Yeah.
Yep.
And it was going good, and we needed to find something in the wintertime to supplement our winter income. So he was more in his yard. It was like, hey, people pay people to hang Christmas lights. And he came to this idea, and I was like, no, nobody's going to pay us to hang Christmas lights. Well, we started doing some research, and we went up getting hooked up with you and Josh and doing y'all's whole program thing. And so we did that in that first year, and then it just took off from there. And then a couple of years in, I think you guys had us be trainers, and then CLIPA was started. We became certified trainers for CLIPA.
Yep.
And so since then, we've got out of the tree business. We started doing Christmas lights full-time in 2012, well, not full-time, but in 2012. And then in 2015, got into gutter cleaning, power washing. And then now we also do concrete coatings as well. But Christmas is our largest revenue source. Yeah. So we do residential and commercial throughout the Southeast.
Yeah, you guys broke over the $1 million mark in Christmas lights. Is that correct?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago. That's awesome.
Yep.
Congrats. Let's talk about getting into this, this industry. So anybody that's interested in getting in this industry, man, it's too late. It's too late. Let's hear about your experience getting into it, because I know when you started, and I know how you did training. I know what it consisted of, and I love telling that story. We just go ahead. I'll let you tell it. So just tell us your season. You got into this probably about 12 years ago, and what happened.
So it was like towards the end of October. It was pretty late, and we're like, we'll just kind of get our feet wet, see how it goes. And at that time, y'all only had one training a year pretty much, and it already happened. So we missed that. So you sent us like a big book. It was about this thick. I actually found one the other day in my garage. I was like, oh, cool. I was like looking through it. But it has everything that pretty much in a CLIPA training in it. And so that's how we learned. And we literally were at the first job, and Brett's up there installing, and I'm like reading the book. I'm like, okay, it says you got to put the clip on and screw the bulb in and do like, I was like telling him all this stuff. And that client actually is still a client of ours today. He just moved to a new house.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So we told him, we're like, you're our first job, and, got him a deal. He's like, okay, cool. We did about 25,000 that first year, but it was with incandescent. So that'd probably be equivalent to about like, $50,000 in
Sure.
revenue today. It was just me, him, and one other guy doing it. So I mean, you've grown a lot from then. We just did shy of under 1.2 million this year with 5 crews in 3 months. So, well, 3 months of installs, 1 month of takedown. So
Yeah, that's great. It's funny you say, October too late. October used to be okay. It was like, okay, you know what? We don't really start until, November, somewhere around there, type thing. Now it's like you're already behind the game. You're 30 days, 45 days behind the game because you and I both are doing installs in September. And people are like, September, nobody wants Christmas lights in September. And that's part of the things we teach in our training. There's a lot of little nuggets like that we talk about in our training. And you and I combined, we've trained a lot of people over the years, very successful people, which is great to see. So it's just funny to hear that because now the season is September through, December. You're probably still doing some residential December 15th, December 18th there. You have a lot of other stuff going on. I know that you have concrete coating. Tell us about your other businesses you have going on.
Yeah, so pressure washing, gutter cleaning. We do mostly we do 70% commercial like apartments, and then we do some residential mixed in. And then the concrete coatings is something we started 2 years ago, and that's really taken off actually this year. So that's been going really well, and it's hope to have multiple crews going by the end of the year with that. So
yeah, how do you guys manage all that? I mean, just two of you. How do you manage all these different companies? Just is it your employees?
Yeah, employees. Yeah, you have really good managers. So office manager, ops manager, all those kind of, key roles underneath us that we can delegate things to and stuff.
Yeah, it's like herding cats around here. I'm just like, I don't know how to keep everybody, keep everybody moving forward. It's tough. And I don't know how you're doing, 3 or 4 businesses. You have what, 3 or 4 right now at this point?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's great. And you guys, and Brett, rock star, he's out there crushing it, in the field and stuff like that. And we'll get him on someday to do this. But Brett helps with the trainings. He's phenomenal and stuff like that. And I always, it's funny when I think of Brett, I always think about our racing story. Remember that those days?
Denver.
Yeah. I thought he was big britches and thought we had a little competition day. So we were doing darts. I think we did. What else were we doing?
We did pool. We did a pool tournament thing.
I think we took you down in pool darts. I think you may have beat us. But then there was a racing. I thought the right idea. We've been drinking for a while, and I thought it'd be fun to race Brett, and I thought I could take him. And I turned out jacking my hands up. I PD'd basically. If people don't know what that is, Pete Rose, diving hands first into the pavement, and I had rocks and all that stuff in my hands. So
that was speed bump. It was that speed bump.
It was really. I like to tell people the speed bump. Most likely it was just because I was, probably a little bit hammered and probably shouldn't have been running at all. But he took me. He won. So he crossed the finish line. I didn't.
He's quick.
Yeah.
He's quick. Yeah.
He's probably still pretty fast. These days, maybe not so much, but I think
we were at my bachelor party, and we had been drinking all day. Similar situation. See a recurring theme here. And there's these guys outside of a bar, and one of them was like, "I'll beat any of you in a race." And Brett's like, "Okay, I'll do it." And so all my other buddies were like, "Dude, don't do it. They didn't know how fast Brett was. Well, Brett raced him up a hill by a cop, and Brett just barely beat him. The guy was quick, but Brett just barely beat him. And they had bet that the other group of guys had to buy our guys a round of like pitchers of beer. Oh, nice. So they had to go into the bar we were outside of and go buy us all pitchers of beer and everything and whatnot. The guy was like, "Dude," he's like, "You're quick." So he told him. Yeah.
Now, is Brett a competitive guy? Is he like, or is it always like he's like, I'll do it.
No, he's competitive. Yeah. When it comes to stuff like that. So he in high school he played football, and he was one of the fastest kids on the team actually. Oh. So yeah.
Oh, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Okay, note to self, never race Brett again. I think I got that. Maybe we'll have a little we'll do a little competition at CLIPA Con. So you're going to be speaking there. Looking forward to hearing you talk. What is the subject of your class you're speaking on?
It's sales. So it's the art of closing a deal. So pretty much, specifically tied to Christmas lights. So how do we go in and that's my area. I love sales. I love that whole, thing about it and how we literally go from when we get a phone call and how we pre-screen them to all the way to how we close it.
Yeah.
So I want to just kind of dive into that and just kind of, open the curtains and tell everybody like how we go about that. Cause I feel like that's one thing we do a lot of stuff really well, but that's one thing I think we do really well is that whole part of it.
Yeah. Do you think somebody that maybe, because we're going to have some people there that are not in the Christmas light business yet, but are kind of
Yep.
on the fence about getting in. And there's gonna be a lot of people that are veterans, they've been doing this, longer than us. I know a lot of people that are coming that have been doing it longer than us. Do you feel like somebody that maybe is teetering on getting in the industry, you think that would be a good class for them, or is it just kind of above, you're talking about Christmas lights specifically?
No, I mean, sales is sales, you're right, but I mean, selling pressure washing is totally different than selling Christmas lights. One's people need to have pressure washing done. Nobody needs Christmas lights. Like
Yeah.
you don't need Christmas lights on your house or business.
Sure.
You want it. So how you sell it is a little different, but I think the premise behind it is still the same. So I think that it'd be really beneficial, and especially if you ever even got into the business and you're wanting to get into it, I think it would be a phenomenal class for you because you could take away a lot of stuff from it. But I think even veterans can learn something from it because, I mean, as well as I do, actually, it was at that show at that same time in Denver. What's his name up in Chicago? I drew a blank.
Jeff
Jeff
Carl?
Jeff at that show. No, that was at the Transworld show. Sorry, Transworld show. Me and him sat down and
I
was
don't know.
telling him
I've never heard of that show. What is that?
yeah, you don't know about it?
No.
Transworld. And so it was actually with the first CLIPA Con. It was actually the very first CLIPA Cons where it was at. And Jeff we and him were talking, we know each other for a while, and he's really successful. And I convinced him to raise his prices, and he raised his prices and made way more revenue that year. Did very little more revenue, but made way more profit because he raised his prices. So to sometimes even be a veteran, you could take one or two things away from somebody's talk or just being out there and talking to people that could change your business. So it's that I think it's, that's one of those things. It's you just pick up one thing in one class and it could change your company and change what you're doing, for the better.
And I think that's a lot of, you and I working together, you, me, and JC's, brand new into it. I think that's a lot of stuff that has helped us over the years, feeding off each other. And
Yep.
What do you guys do in this situation? And, it's like CLIPA on a small scale. And there's been plenty of times where you talk about something in the CLIPA training. I'm like, oh, wow, I'll institute that. I like that. We don't know everything, but we teach. In the CLIPA trainings, we're teaching people what has made us successful, and and we're actually installers. We're out there in the field. We're doing very well at what we do. So we're this isn't us sitting behind the desk and not understanding how to do installs. I mean, we're actually professional installers. We do very well. So anyway, that's a little plug for CLIPA trainings. If anybody wants to come to CLIPA training, come see Ryan and myself or whatever.
Yep.
What do you think as far as all your business? You got a lot of businesses. I mentioned that earlier, but what do you think your success is attributed to? I mean, what is it just you in general, or what do you attribute it to? Hard question.
Our team.
Yeah.
So there's a saying, I might butcher it, but it's you don't build a business, you hire employees and they build a business for you.
Yeah.
I believe that 100% because at the end of the day, when we're in 5 crews, I can't be on every job.
Yeah.
I can't be out selling every job. I can't, so there's a lot of clients I don't even ever meet them or ever know them now, but they know our company and they know, so they know my employees. And another testament is we get I think everybody in the company besides me and Brett split tips this year, and this is credit card or check tips, cash they split on the crew.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody walked away with $375. So that would have been for the season, that would have been like it was close to like $8,500 worth of tips we got.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's a huge testament, I think, to our employees and stuff, because if people, one lady gave them an $800 tip on a job, it was a $10,000 job. She gave it $800 tip.
Wow.
So, I mean, I think that's huge. So.
Yeah. And that's something we talk about in the CLIPA trainings and stuff. And I think that's great, and we've developed over the years of, the biggest struggle we talk about. What do you say, the biggest struggle in this industry getting in? What is the biggest struggle we tell people?
Employees.
There you go. So with the tip stuff and that allows us to be able to pay these employees higher. They may start out as a $20, but 18, 20, depending on the area and stuff like that, but they have the ability to make 23, 24. And that gives you the opportunity to retain employees and have them stick around. Like, oh, geez, I'm really going to stick around because, I want to make sure I get, part of that tip jar that we have, going. So,
yep. Yeah, that, and then we also switched this year to performance type pay. So they got hourly, but then they got a commission on it on top of it.
Yeah.
So if the hourly goes over how much commission they're supposed to get, they get the hourly. But if it doesn't, they get that commission. So if they hustle and get 3 jobs in that day instead of 2, they pick up an extra job, or they go help somebody, they can make more money. Versus hourly, the only way they were able to make it before is just working more hours, which is counterproductive, right? At the end of the day, they want to be home earlier, but they still want to make money. So it worked out really well for us this year with that. So that was something really interesting we did to help keep employees and keep them,
Well, good. Don't give away too much of the CLIPA training. We don't want you. But that's very important right there. And I know you used some companies outside to help hire and stuff like that. And that definitely helps. There's some great companies out there. And we talk about those companies in our training as well.
Yep.
So, this, as far as CLIPA Con, we're very excited to have you speaking. You've spoke at, I think, several of them. I mean, how many times have you spoken at CLIPA Con?
This will be my 3rd time.
Yeah. And it's always something different. You always got something new that you're throwing out there, something different you're talking about. Watching you, grow over the years, and Brett, your companies has been exciting. It's been, an honor to me to, see that stuff. And we work close, in different aspects of business and stuff like that. And I think it's been, quite a ride, and I'm looking forward to years to come and how we can grow and develop together and, just get bigger. Right.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm excited. It's exciting too, because my wife's coming out. So she's never been to any show with me. And then she's also never seen me speak either. So she's going to be able to see me speak and everything. So that's gonna be really fun. And plus for you guys to meet her and everything, because she's heard so much about y'all, but she's never put a face over the past, 10, 11 years. So she's really excited. So
you do exist. You do exist. M&M commercial. It's going to be the M&M commercial. And
they do exist.
They do exist. And then I feel the same way. It's like, I hear a lot about her, but we haven't seen her. So very excited. My wife's going to be out there. All the CLIPA girls, she's going to that luncheon. I think it's going to be a great time for to just kind of meet people. And I think, this group is, it's not going to be a stuffy group. It's going to be, everybody just talking and different things and stuff like that. So I'm excited to have that luncheon, and I'm glad that we were able to get that in there. I think it's gonna be a good time. But overall, I think it's gonna be a great time.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I can't wait, man. But like you said, it's coming so quick. I just looked at the calendar this morning. I was like, holy crap.
I know. Yeah. It's basically we have next week, and then the following week we're in Vegas.
Yeah, which is crazy, right?
Stop. Okay, so one little plug for Ryan Fox during this, because you will be going at the same time as somebody else. What would you tell people, like, hey man, I'm not sure I want to go see Ryan Fox, but let's have one little plug for Ryan Fox, why they should come see you.
I mean,
besides the handsomeness and the Fox fun stuff.
So my thing is I think everybody, everybody's, if you're in business and you're successful, you're probably decent at sales or pretty good at sales, right? Or somebody on your staff is.
Yeah.
But is there one thing you could take away from what I teach you that you could change, And I had a guy up here the other day. He came by and he's wanting to get into Christmas lights, and I know him I met him at Pat Clark's sales booth last year, and he was passing through to go visit his parents up in North Georgia. And so he stopped by, and I was giving him a bunch of stuff, and he's like, man, this is good. I'm writing all this down. And we were talking about sales for a good bit and stuff. And he's like, you really know sales? And I was like, yeah, that's what I love to do. That's my favorite thing to do, within the company probably. And he was like, where'd you learn all this? I was like, just over the years, like I like learning. So then I like passing on to other people. So, that's my thing, is like, if you could take one thing away from it and sharpen up your sales a little bit, and just, maybe it doesn't necessarily help your close percentage, but maybe you close one big commercial job off of it because of something I tell you, or it just helps you not mess in with those smaller jobs. That was one of the things I share with a lot of people is, and this about how we stopped messing with all the small jobs and we got into working with the larger jobs. But when I did that, it was a mindset shift, because we're walking away from all this revenue over here that was $500, $600 revenue jobs, to worry about the $1,500 through $3,000 jobs. And when we did that, that was So I'll talk more in detail about how I did that, I think, as well, because I think that's a huge shift. If you want to do that, I'm not saying every area can sustain that, but
Yeah,
if
sure.
your area can sustain that, I'll talk about how we did that and how you can go about that,
Yeah. Yeah, in talk about the trainings and stuff like that and getting in the industry. And I always tell stories about, us and stuff like that. And people, oh, you're flooding the market, people, you're getting too many people in this industry, that type of thing. They're going to get in regardless, so, what we are doing, catering to helping them get in the right way, make sure they
Yep.
learn the right way to do things. And so the story that I always tell people is like, well, Ryan, they trained 6 competitors right in their neighborhood. What would you say to somebody that has that feeling like, man, you're training like 3 people in my area, 3 people? Does that concern you at all?
No. So at the end of the day, my competition is me last year. I'm not competing with those other people. Yes, I might go out to a bid and I might be bidding against them, but at the end of the day, like, I believe my service is the best service out there for my potential clients. And if I don't believe that, then I shouldn't be selling my service.
Yep.
And honestly, they should be thinking that same thing as well, the other people. But at the end of the day, I'm competing with myself. And then I'd rather have people I'm bidding against charging the same amount of money or more, or pretty close to it, and doing reputable work instead of we had 2 calls in the past week and a half for people that didn't take down somebody's Christmas lights. They want to pay us. They've already paid them.
Yeah.
And one guy, we showed up to go take it down. The guy showed up at 8:30 the night before to take them down. So the guy felt bad and gave us $60 because we drove out there. And I actually saw 2 more houses with Christmas lights still on them, like nice houses, driving around this week.
Crazy.
So there's tons of people out there that aren't showing up or doing shoddy work, or they probably didn't charge enough, or whatever the reason is. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But so, the saying, I say, a rising tide raises all ships.
Yep.
And I live in a mindset of abundance, not scarcity. If you live in a mindset of scarcity, there's not going to be enough work for everybody. But you live in abundance, there's going to be plenty of work. I mean, I have in the power washing industry by us, I have a couple 2 big guys that are really large in our area, and I talk to them, we text, we talk, and all kinds of stuff all the time. And it's, why be mean to them? Why, be nasty and hate them and this and that? Like, they're doing good, we're doing good. I'd rather have that relationship. I don't want to go through life being mean and nasty and hate people, and that's just, it's miserable to me. So why would you do that?
And I love that your focus is not on what everybody else is doing. Your focus is on what we did last year and our growth this year. You're not worried about what's coming this way. Yeah, you have friendly competitors, and we do too. I've trained people in my area for commercial and residential that are right in my neck of the woods. But does that concern me? No. If I sit there and let that worry, if I worry about that stuff, that's where it's going to start affecting me in my business. But you can't worry about it, because I remember that one training we did, and there was literally like 6 guys right in the pocket, of where it was, but you didn't care. You trained them because what you guys can do, what your company's all about, and you're going to get business. You're going to get more business. And here you are. This is probably like 5 years ago, something like that.
At least 3 or 4. It was at least 3 or 4. I don't know. Yeah, it was kind of recent. And every year we have multiple people. We do training here in Atlanta, and it's one of the really good trainings for CLIPA. Yeah. And so we, and I had people ask us. Somebody literally was in our training last year, and they were like, "Why do you train people here in your area? Why do you do it in Atlanta in your area?" I'm like, "Why not?" Yeah. And they're like, and I'm like, "It's your mindset. It's all in here. If you think that it's an issue, it's going to be an issue." Because then you're going to go to jobs and you're going to be thinking about it, and you're not going to be bidding it, and the people are going to pick up on it. Well, why is this guy keep lowering his price, or why is he acting weird like this? I go in confident that I'm going to do the best job and give them the best service, and they're going to love it. So that's, it's whether you think you can or you can't. You're right. It's I tell my sons that all the time. I'm like, and then they try to say I can't. I'm like, you can't say that. We don't say that word. And they're like, well, you just said it in that saying. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Dang it. I got to change that saying.
I got to change some words in that saying. That's fine.
They get me. Yeah. That's my soon to be 5-year-old son. He gets me on that. I'm like,
oh yeah. So they think they're smarter than you, and eventually they will be someday.
Yeah. Right. Sometimes I think he is. Even now, I'm like, how'd you think you put that together? Like,
yeah, you've told me some stories about him. I'm like, man, that guy, he's a bright little guy. That's cool. Well, I don't think
Christmas lights too.
I don't think they'll be in Vegas with us, so
no,
I'll be able to see them. But yeah, well, Ryan, I appreciate you coming in. Appreciate everything you've done for CLIPA over the years, and you've been along with the journey. You and Brett have been there pretty much the whole time, which is very exciting. And I'm very fortunate to have you guys both, JC as a trainer. Very fortunate for everything you guys do for CLIPA, and do appreciate you guys.
All right, thank
Looking
you.
forward to you hearing you speak in CLIPA Con. I hope I can duck in there and, and just watch you for a little bit. But looking forward to it. So if you guys want to join Ryan Fox on stage, you won't be actually on stage, but you can watch him March 24th and 25th, which is coming up pretty damn quick. We do have some pre classes that are going on. We have a multi-seasonal lighting class, which we're really excited about. And then we also have a lift safety operation class. You can get OSHA certified at this class. We're going to have some lifts out there. It's going to be about 2 or 3 hours in the classroom. We're going to shoot outside, be about outside for about 4 hours. You will be tested. You're actually going to get up and move around and all sorts of stuff. So
That's
really
awesome.
excited about that. This is something we added this year. The class is pre-CLIPA. That's outside. So if you have an interest in that, please contact us. We can get you signed up for that class. It is an extra cost if you want to join us for that. But March 24th and 25th, Sahara Las Vegas. We're looking forward to seeing everybody out there. So Ryan, thank you again. Appreciate it. And looking forward to see you in, 2 weeks, man.
I know. I can't wait, man. It's going to be here before we know it. And I'm so excited to get out there and see everybody. And, last year was great. And I think this year will be even better.
Yeah, the networking and the networking side, I just can't, I can't stress it enough. The networking is just so powerful. And we're really excited about the Sahara. It's just going to be an enclosed environment. You're not going to be able to walk out and go to a casino across the street, which is really the reason we picked it. We wanted to go down to Starbucks. We wanted to go to a restaurant. We don't go to a bar downstairs, and it's a smaller casino. Beautiful. They did 250 million in renovations at the Sahara.
Oh, wow.
And it's a beautiful place, but you're going to be walking around and, hey, there's there's so-and-so, there's so-and-so, that type of stuff. So we really wanted to keep it smaller and intimate, but we're going to be over 200 people, attending. So we're, very excited for it and looking forward to a great party and a great event.
Awesome. I can't wait, man. I'm excited.
Yeah. All right, Ryan. Well, thank you. I appreciate you coming in and looking forward to seeing you and your wife out there.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, bud.